It was a few days before Christmas on the island of Sodor, and the troublesome trucks were being troublesome. Salty the Dockyard Diesel had been called in to help.
Come on, you silly trucks! You can't do it like that, me Hardy. You have to make the trucks want to go with you.
And how would I do that?
By singing a song, of course.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
What's so merry about it? Thomas and Percy are getting their fronts fixed, so now I have to do all their jobs.
Well, that means Master Topham Hatt trusts you, me Hardy. You always have to look on the bright side.
When something isn't going my way, I always just wish on a star. Works every time. Thanks for that. That evening, Sir Topham Hatt came to see James.
James, you have been working very diligently, and soon you can have a rest. But there is one more job I need you to do.
What is it?
I need you to deliver the mail tonight. It contains all the Christmas gifts for the children. Then afterwards, you can have a long rest.
Yes, sir.
That night, the temperature dropped down to -10 degrees.
Fortunately, it wasn't snowing. James didn't care, though. Bitter cold, he thought as he puffed along the tracks. James remembered what the truck had said and looked up at the starry sky. I wish that I could be in a nice, warm shed. Typical. Just my luck. James pulled into Wellsworth, where he was flagged down by the station master.
Gordon's Hill is slippery, so Edward will help you up.
James and Edward charged up the hill, determined to make it up and over. But no matter how hard they tried and how much sand they put on the rails, their wheels just spun and spun. It was no use.
Well, James, said the station master, you'll just have to stay here for the night. We'll try again in the morning. As James puffed into the shed that night, he realized that his wish had come true.
The next morning, James's driver and fireman came to start a fire, but James wouldn't build up steam. I can't understand it. You were working just fine yesterday. Edward will have to pull the train from here. But try as he did, Edward couldn't make it up the hill.
As the day went on, other engines had a go at it, but none of them succeeded.
James watched this all from his shed and realized that his wish had made it impossible for the mail to be delivered. This isn't what I wanted. My selflessness has made it impossible for the children to get their gifts. I wish I could fix this. Finally! Now that you have some steam, James, why don't you try taking the train? I'll do my best. James coupled up to the vans, and he set off. He climbed Gordon's Hill with full steam and determination. Soon, James had reached the top. I did it! I really did it, he cried. Great job, James, yelled his driver. Finally, James made it to Vickerstown, which was his last stop. Sir Topham Hatt was there to greet him. Well done, James. I heard how hard it was for everyone to make it over Gordon's Hill, but you made it. Congratulations, James. Thanks to you, all the children will have their Christmas gifts. Thank you, sir. But it is partially my fault. Last night, I wished on a star that I could stay in a shed. Then all this happened. Oh, don't be silly, James. It's all just a coincidence. But thank you for owning up. Now that Thomas and Percy are back from the works, you can have your long rest. Thank you, sir. I promise that next year I'll work just as hard.